Good evening, everyone. It is 7:09, and I hereby call to order the final meeting of 2021 of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. It is December 15th. Will you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. The Deputy Mayor is not joining us tonight, and you'll see we are all back masked, complying with Governor Hochul's recent order, which took effect Monday, and everyone in the Wasserpeister Hall, regardless of vaccination status, is to be masked. We will start with a village clerk's report. Clerk Bruno, please.
Yes, in the past month, 584 trash tags were sold, 2 payrolls were processed. The deputy clerk continues to assist planning and zoning boards, and the office will be closed Friday, December 24th, in observance of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Reopen on Monday. And on behalf of the ladies and myself in the clerk's office, we wish Tivoli residents and visitors happy and safe holidays.
Thank you, Clerk Bruno. Trustees, we have meeting minutes from November 17th, a single set of minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Moving on to the treasurer's report. This month, from the general fund, $75,258.14, and the grand total is the same, $75,258.14. Something like 41,000 of that was a final payment on the shoreline stabilization. So that's where most of that money was. I want to thank Treasurer Day, and is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to the zoning report. Trustee Israeli, please.
Yes, Gary Beck has sent us a listing of the activities that he's done in the last month. He's reviewed 1 building permit and issued 1. He's reviewed 2 complaints and investigated those complaints. He's found no zoning property maintenance violations. He and issued no court appearance tickets. He undertook 4 municipal searches and 7 inspections. He provided code enforcement training through Z3, which I guess is
That's his.
that's
company.
his organization. And he undertook no fire inspections.
Thank you, Trustee Israeli. Letters to establishments that are going to get fire inspections have gone out. So if you are a business or a multifamily dwelling or a place of public assembly, you probably received that letter, and it's on you to respond to the letter and schedule the fire inspection. So we will be getting through those this winter.
So that will be primarily restaurants and public
Yeah, so
buildings.
this building, the Masons, the Legion, places of public assembly, the restaurants, and some of our multifamily, multi-unit dwellings.
But the
So,
schoolhouse,
yeah.
yeah.
And while we're on the building department, I know it's going to be 60 degrees tomorrow, but in theory we could have some snow sometime this winter, and it's a perfect time to remind people what the rules are on shoveling your walks. If you have a sidewalk in front of your house, you are responsible as the property owner to clear it of snow and ice 24 hours after a storm. seems needless to say, but keeping the sidewalks clear so that everyone can travel on the sidewalk and not have to walk in the road, push the stroller in the road, etc., is a desirable thing here in our little village. So please be on top of that, and we will be looking and doing enforcement on people who fail to clear their sidewalks. Also, it's a perennial problem, but there's still a few people who leave their garbage cans out all week, and we are also writing those violations. So just put them out on collection day and pull them into the side or back of your house the rest of the week, please. We will skip over public comment since we are not joined by public at this time, and move into regular business. We have, first of all, the receipt of the village court audit. Court audit happens every year. They bring in an outside person to look at their cash receipts, cash disbursements, and cash balances. The village board of trustees has received the findings of the audit. Everything looks in order according to Michelle Zagorski, who performed the audit. There's her findings there that we've read on the first page. So is there a motion to acknowledge receipt of the village court audit? Is there a second?
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I want to thank Justice Clark and his staff and Ms. Zagorski for getting that done and sending it to us. Next, we have a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the Village of Tivoli and the monumental Hudson Widow's Son No. 7 of the Free and Accepted Masons Incorporated for the lease of certain real property for a parking area. Before we get into this, there has been a change in the Tivoli Masons. They recently fused with a lodge north of us in Hudson. So those memberships have joined. The lodge here in Tivoli is going to be their lodge, but there has been a name change. And kind of reminds me of the incorporation of Tivoli, when you had Tivoli on the Hudson and Madeline up here, and they were fusing, and then there was a little tug of war about the name, and Tivoli prevailed, but people still called it Madeline for decades. Those who didn't like having the Tivoli name come this way. So our lodge has taken on the name that was held by the Hudson Lodge, and it's pretty interesting. Monumental Hudson Widow's Son No. 7. I asked them why the name change, and the Hudson Widow's Son No. 7 had the distinction in the Revolutionary War era of giving a tour to General Lafayette when he came through the area. So to, I guess, continue to claim those bragging rights, they've kept that name. So I want to thank the council for tweaking the lease this year and getting the correct name in there, and the price has gone up $50. We are now at $1,500 a year to rent from them. So with all that, is there a motion to authorize me to sign this lease with the Masonic Hall?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? We'll do a roll call vote, please. Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Ezrati?
Aye.
Trustee Mangieri?
Aye.
I also vote aye. So I'll get this signed, we'll send it back to the Masons tomorrow, and then they can sign it. Before we leave this parking lot, we are in the winter parking ordinance, which is can't leave your car on any village road, anywhere in the village, any street, between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. And if you don't have off-street parking at the place where you dwell, you can get a $25 parking permit from the village clerk, which allows you to park in the Masons lot on North Road, this lot here outside Village Hall, between us and Firehouse, behind the wine shop in that lot, and also in our relatively newly acquired 32 spot west municipal lot here across from the old St. Sylvia's Church. So there's plenty of room. There's no need to leave your car out, and there have been tickets being written for overnight parking, and those cost almost twice of your permit, so at $45. So
Yeah.
please help us out. Doesn't matter if snow's coming during this 6-month period, you just can't do it. Because in the event that we do have a giant storm, we got to be able to get the roads cleared out. So please help us out. And grateful to the Masons for having this long relationship with us for parking. And they also let us take, when we have tons and tons of snow and we have to pull it off the streets, we get to put it back in that grassy area back there behind their building. So that's also helpful. Next, we have a resolution creating a climate smart communities task force. We've been talking about this for a little while. We worked on it at our workshop last week. In 2013, the village took a pledge to pursue becoming a climate smart community. This is a New York State thing where the state will recognize a municipality for achieving any of many scores of actions related to carbon emissions, having a smaller carbon footprint. It can be anything from encouraging composting throughout the community to getting an electric charging station in the community. So in 2013, we took that pledge, and we've done a lot of things, but we are now in a concerted, organized effort to chase what is called bronze certification. There's nobody in the state who's gold. There's a couple places in the state and in the county that are silver. There's quite a few bronzes around the state and county, but so this is a process where we achieve points, and I think we need 120 to get bronze. Our consultant thinks we're somewhere around the 90 range right now, which is great. So one of the requirements to achieve bronze certification is to have a Climate Smart Communities Task Force. So we're going to do a resolution authorizing us to populate that with village volunteers, and we will be coming to solicit participation on this task force. If you're interested, get in touch. We'll be reaching out with more information soon. So this is the beginning of that, and we are shooting to submit all our documentation for certification January 23. So about 12 months, 13 months from now, we think we can demonstrate our 90 points as well as do a few more actions to get us up over 120. Is there a motion to put forward this resolution creating the Climate Smart Communities Task Force?
So moved.
That was Trustee Vangieri. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Trustee Ezrati. Any discussion? Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Ezrati?
Aye.
Trustee Vangieri?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. So thank you, and I want to especially thank Michelle Gluck from the Cornell Cooperative Extension, who's been working very closely with the village and doing a lot of work helping us chase this certification. Next on our agenda, we have accepting the Tivoli Fire Company 2022 officers. We do this every year. Tivoli has a fire department, which is the hardware, and it is populated by the Tivoli Fire Company, which is their own independent entity. They're the personnel.
Yeah.
So the trucks in the building belong to the village, but they wouldn't do us a whole lot of good without these incredible volunteers and this great fire department that we have here in the village. Every year they conduct their own elections for officers, but because they are a department of the village, the board gets to see their choices and approve them. So that's what we're doing here tonight. We'll congratulate the newly elected officers from the Tivoli Fire Company. We have Chief Mark Hildenbrand, First Assistant Chief Joshua Coons, Second Assistant Chief Philip Chrissy, Captain Michael Blum, First Lieutenant Dylan Griffiths, Second Lieutenant Aidan Miller. In the rescue, First Lieutenant Cheryl Hildenbrand, Second Lieutenant Hadley O'Connor, The Fire Police Captain Thomas Chrisley Sr., First Lieutenant Lynn Baker, Second Lieutenant Robin Bruno. In the Administration, President Wayne Hildenbrand, Vice President Thomas Chrisley Sr., Treasurer Harold Ramsey, Recording Secretary Gail Torsha, Corresponding Secretary Robin Bruno, Board of Directors Ralph Torsha, Joshua Coons, Dylan Griffiths, and Robin Bruno. Is there a motion to accept the Tivoli Fire Company 2022 officers?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations and thank you to those who serve and those who serve additionally as officers in the fire company. Next, we have the 2022 holiday schedule. New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Tivoli Eleanor Wright's Human Rights Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Pretty standard. Is there a motion to accept the dates for the holidays next year? Is there a second?
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And lastly, we have fuel oil, diesel, and propane pricing for 2022. I want to deeply thank Clerk Bruno for doing this work the last few years. It's a lot of calls and communicating and chasing the best value for the taxpayer. So thank you, Robin, for doing that. And we are ending up this year propane from Perico at $1.49 a gallon. Fuel oil from Bottini at $1.98 a gallon, and diesel from Costco Heritage at $2.24 a gallon. Is there a motion to accept these fuel prices for the coming year?
So moved.
Is there a second? Jerry on the second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Excellent. The next board meeting will be held in a new year, Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, at 7 p.m. here in Watson Heister Hall, preceded by a workshop at 6 p.m. And we have our regular workshop on January 12th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Moving into trustee reports, Trustee Israedi.
You know, I don't have anything to report.
Okay, excellent. Trustee Baldino.
I do not have anything to report. I can read the total money collected and remitted to the state comptrollers. Excuse me, this month. We have $615 in fines, $384 in surcharges, $0 in civil fees, with a total of $999.
Thank you, Trustee Baldino. Looking over that court report, we've got taillights, speeding, no inspection, speeding, stop sign, and some overnight parking, and a seatbelt, and a blocking a driveway. The personal beef, can't stand that one.
Thank you.
Bless you. Trustee Mangieri? Bless you. Okay, thank you. The deputy mayor is away, but if she were here, she would be telling you to get over to Claremont State Park, to go down to the Tivoli Free Library downstairs and take advantage of everything they offer. And if you're going in the bays, be careful of whatever the current threat may be, from ticks to bears, apparently.
To bears, actually.
Yeah.
Found some bear activity in there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So a few things I'm going to touch on. We've been talking about the shoreline stabilization project for a couple months. It is now completely done, meaning that they, about a month after they did the riprap and the topsoil, they came back and added the vegetative plantings, which, if you go down there, don't look like much right now. They look like 3-foot batons. They're just sticks, and they're stuck all through the riprap. There's probably a couple hundred of them. There are 3 different species, I've been told. And they're gonna branch out and leaf out and grow in the spring and help hold that shoreline against erosion and create habitat and whatnot. So this was a DEC approved and required treatment. So right now it does sort sort of look like an avant art piece, earthwork. So check it out, still interesting. I want to thank the Department of Public Works for getting our holiday decorations up around the place, and they've been working really hard. It's a tough time of year to sort of, winter's coming, there's a lot of things to finish up, so gentlemen are doing a good job. Winterfest, unfortunately, we called it because of rain last Saturday, and it is looking iffy for this Saturday. We're not calling it off yet, but we'll all keep our fingers crossed, and we'll make an announcement closer to Saturday. There's nothing we can do about the weather, unfortunately. I spoke about winter parking. Some very exciting news from our neighbors 3 miles down the road. Bard College has announced they're going to make a very generous $250,000 matching donation to the Tivoli Firehouse expansion campaign. So for every dollar that can be raised, Bard will put in $1, up to $250,000. So that will go, it'll take a significant bite out of the cost of this project, which is about $3 million as anticipated. I want to thank President Botstein, Bard College, all his staff over there, and I hope that this excites people to do what they can. Because if you've got $5, Bard College's got $5, so that gets us $10. So let's take advantage of that. And thank you to Bard. And lastly, as we're closing 2021 and approaching 2022, next year will be the 150th anniversary of the incorporation of the Village of Tivoli, which I believe took place sometime in July. We know the exact date, in 1872 when we became a village. We're starting some preliminary chat about putting together a big celebration committee to work on this. We'll be reaching out to people around the village. If you're interested, you can contact me. And we're not quite sure what that will entail yet. We're still, there might be a cookbook, there might be a parade, there might be fireworks, there might be bands, there might be, we don't know. But we're gonna make sure that Tivoli gets the birthday party that it deserves. So we're very excited about that, and I do know that the chair of this sesquicentennial committee is going to be Trish Teeger, and of course it was her late husband, Bernie Teeger, who was a long trustee, village historian, business owner here in the village. It was Bernie who sort of led the 1972 party at the centennial, and we have all his notes on what they did for 3 days. So we are looking at the weekend of June 17th, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, here in the village, trying to make a party. So we've got a few months. We'll be doing things throughout the year and connecting them to the sesquicentennial. But very excited about that. Lots to look forward to. Normally we would entertain some public comment right now, but we will just. I'll open up to the board if there's anything you would like to say. Sure, on behalf of the board, we want to wish everyone out there in the village and beyond safe and happy holidays, and good time with your friends and family, and a very happy and successful new year. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
7:33, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.